everyone, I'm Jim Farley and we're here at Le Mans for the Mustang Challenge, and I'm really honored to have Sir Chris Hoy as my guest. So Chris, tell us about the charity element of your race.
Yeah, so we've got this amazing livery on our Mustang Dark Horse Art. The Tour de Four is a mass participation charity cycle ride that we're organising in September in Scotland, and the aim is to raise £1 million for cancer charities across the UK, but also to change perceptions of stage 4 cancer. So that's cancers that are incurable. So I was diagnosed with incurable prostate cancer in September 2023. And in the space of one sentence, my world was thrown upside down.
Yes.
So I hope that the cycle event, and also here racing at Le Mans, will demonstrate to people who maybe are getting a similar diagnosis to me that you can keep pushing on, you can still try and live your life, you know, and all of us only have the present to live in. So it's about making the most of today, raising money for charities for the future, and doing it with a smile on our face as well.
Well, tell us more about the charity and the ride. What's that going to be so we can all follow along?
Yeah, so it's not just for super keen, you know, guys in Lycra and, you know, expensive carbon bikes. It's for anybody with a bike. There are two main loops. There's one that's 57 miles and there's one that's 36 miles. But there's also like a closed circuit 1K loop that you can do multiple laps.
Oh, fun.
Kids and family.
Where is it?
In Glasgow.
In Glasgow?
So they've named a velodrome after me in Glasgow, which is quite cool. So it's at the Chris Hoy Velodrome in Glasgow, and it'll start there and go up into the Campsies. It's this beautiful scenery north of Glasgow and back round again. So 7th of September. If anybody wants to get involved, it's on tourdefour.com. Or they can donate as well.
And how'd you come up with the name? Where'd that come from?
My wife did. So she was the one, you know, the 4 is to represent stage 4 cancer.
Yes.
I hope that, somebody or many people out there that will be going through a similar situation will be inspired by this event and want to come along and be part of it. And you know, no matter how physically able they are, we have static bikes as well inside the track centre. So you can do a minute's worth of riding, 20 minutes, whatever you want, or you can come out and do the big loop. So it's amazing.
For the viewers, maybe give them a little insight about your career, Chris.
Yeah, so I was a track cyclist and I raced in the Sydney, Athens, Beijing and London Olympics. I won 6 gold medals, 1 silver medal, and I was world champion 11 times.
Is that it?
That's it, yeah, that's it. And but it was the very short events, the sprint events. So I used to do the Keirin, the match sprint, the team sprint, and the kilo time trial. So it was all 1 minute or less of effort, so pure sprinting.
So tell us about your transition from being, you know, one of the world's best cyclists to motorsports.
I used to go and do track days at the end of every cycling season. I had a little track car. You know, I loved the adrenaline, I loved the focus, and I liked the process of learning how to control a powerful car and become a better driver. Never thought I would end up racing, but I filmed a documentary. I was very lucky to be asked to present a documentary about Colin McRae and his career in rallying.
Famous rally driver from the UK.
Yeah, he was my hero in motorsport. And through that filming process, I was offered a drive the following season in a novice race championship, and it kind of spiraled from there. And 3 years later, I was in the start line here at Le Mans in an LMP2 car with Nissan, and an amazing journey to get to actually be on the grid and the start line, heading down Mulsanne Straight. You know, it's the stuff of dreams, it really was.
This totally makes sense if people understand your career and your sense of competition and your sense of trying to, you know, get better as an athlete and find that next level of performance. It all makes sense.
I try to focus on what I have control over, whether it's in cycling or in motorsport and life, and work out what I've got control over and how can I get better at that and get the most from it. Try and extract the most from myself and from the situation. And I love being back in a team environment and working together towards a single goal. And I just love it. I love the fact, like now, particularly with my cancer diagnosis, there's a lot going on in my head, and there's a lot of time you start trying to predict the future and worry about the future. When I'm behind the wheel of a car like this, all you're focused on is the next braking point or defending from the guy behind or whatever.
How are you doing now?
The treatment is ongoing, so I've had chemotherapy and radiotherapy and various treatments, and it's working so far. I mean, it will stop working at some point, and we change treatments and everything else. But right now, I'm very lucky that the meds do kind of make you tired and you lose a bit of your edge, but I'm here and I'm smiling.
And your co-driver, Chris Harris, is something of a phenomena as well in the motorsports area. If you haven't, go watch Chris Harris's videos. He's just an incredibly skilled driver, and for me, when I have to blow off some steam, that's a great video to go. Now, how did you guys get hooked up?
Well, I met Chris a few times over the years, and I'm one of these people who's a big fan of his YouTube videos and Top Gear as well.
Do you have a favorite of his?
Oh, there's so many. I love I think there was a Ferrari 458 Spider video where they got a nice camera angle and he's sliding through the S's, because he's basically a hooligan behind the wheel, and he's great. He's great at sliding the cars around. I'm sure he's going to be great at sliding this around, although it's not the quickest way on the track. But he's got incredible car control.
Great.
And I think that he's got a great way of communicating and expressing his passion for cars, of all sorts of cars.
Now you guys are doing 2 races, but you're splitting up the races. Is there any inter-team competition between both of you?
No, we're helping it. Well, I've kind of given him a bit of a raw deal, because I had to do, so he had to pop back to the UK. So he did FP1, I did FP2, and then I just did quali. But we had an issue with the software, and we were down on straight line pace. So we're qualified, I think 31st. So I've given him a pretty tough deal for race 2. But he knows what to do, and it'll be more fun fighting his way through the pack, I'm sure.
For sure.
I think it's fantastic that Ford are putting on this invitational event.
Cool,
you know, it's so great to showcase these cars. It puts a smile on your face, no matter where you are on the grid. We're having fun. So thank you so much for inviting me.
That's what it's all about. That's why we do what we do. I like to say at Ford, we do not make shampoo. We make cars for emotions. And when the brand's doing it right, whether it's a Fiesta ST or a Mustang Dark Horse, or a Transit. This is what our brand's done. And we're so honored to have you here, Chris.
Thank you so much, Jim.
Thank you.
Really appreciate it.
Thank you.